Dolphins going crazy. Dolphins just scored.
Yo, we
What's
live, we live, we live.
Hey, bro. Hey, y'all, we ain't live. Y'all ain't live yet. Y'all.
Oh,
yeah,
hold
Oh,
on.
you just
yeah.
went live. I
We,
was
we
just making
live, we
sure.
live, yeah, we live.
Hey, no, I'm pretty sure I can't wait till the 22nd, Jeremy Day.
Oh yeah, Ohio. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
My
yeah, that
bad.
was gonna
I'm
be what's
talking too
happening
much.
too. But hey, what's going on? I just came to check in. That's all. I'll tell y'all when I'm at when I get back. You know, I'm not gonna be moving around like drug dealers. I'll tell y'all when I get home. But everything going cool. Y'all just doing good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man, cool,
everything good.
cool.
I wish I could turn the camera around. Hey, but when I get when noise stop there, I'm gonna come get back with y'all guys. I gotta be about 2 hours. I'm gonna get back in.
All right.
All right.
All right, all right.
Well then, uh, welcome to another episode of your
You can
favorite
hear me?
after church. Yeah, can you hear me?
I was just want to make sure. Yeah, I'm just making sure. So yeah. But go ahead.
Welcome to another episode of your favorite after church podcast, the No Key Podcast. I am your man Spaces.
It's every day.
What's up, man? What is up? Looks like you're moving around.
Yeah, no, I had to grab me a cigar so I can find somewhere nice and peaceful and serene to smoke and talk to you.
Gotcha. I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah.
Anything special you want to talk about?
Nah, man, we could get right into it. I'm just sending out a few invites, get people in. Uh,
Uh, it's been a busy week for me. Hold on. It's been a busy week for me. I was on a couple different panels. I was on a righteous
yeah, I
perspective.
saw you. Yeah, that was a really good one.
Yeah,
That was really good there. Yeah, for sure.
you like that one?
I did. I enjoyed it. I stuck around as long as I could. I was in and out for about maybe a little hour and a half, really.
Yeah, that one was my longest live that I've ever done.
Yeah,
That was
because I
4 hours
had got
long.
off. I had got off, and I'm like, let me see if they still on there. And I happened to log back in, man. Y'all was still on. I was like, the hell?
Yeah, man. It was a very fun live. I plan to hopefully if he allows if he sees fit, I'll be
Yeah.
there this coming Wednesday as well.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, he has got a huge, nice size following.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, it's like you don't see many what I believe to be genuine Christianity based. I want to say podcasts, but live streams channels. That's the word. You don't see like genuinely. To me, I don't see God focused, genuinely God focused panels. It's like,
Audio. Oh, there we go. I hear you now.
yeah, I don't see them. So, his channel just randomly came across my algorithm. So,
Okay.
I decided to tune in one day, and then it was probably like 3 months ago now when I first saw his channel. And I just tune in every morning. He goes live at 8:30 our time every morning, and it's typically only an hour long, roughly an hour. On Thursdays, he has people call in if they have something to say, so that goes a little bit longer. But on Friday, he has a panel show which goes to about 2 or 3 hours.
Okay. Is that like
And
Christian based? Seemed like it was more
yeah,
Christian based. Okay.
yeah. But like I said, that's rare because I do believe that there is a genuinity in the way he talks and the way that the panel talks in terms of
Hmm.
following God.
Hmm.
and it's just good conversation. Like people are educated about what is being talked about, which is very easy to not be educated about anything. Like most people on YouTube and podcasts and all this stuff, they just read a title. Actually, I even seen this. They'll read a title and just go off of the title. Don't read the article. Don't hear nothing else about the article. They just go off of that. And I saw it on Facebook where it was a rumor going around that Jasmine Crockett was suing Caroline Levitt. The person shared it.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to Google. I just did one Google, and I said, "Is Jasmine Crockett suing Caroline Levitt for $80 million?" And
Mm-hmm.
the first thing that popped up was said, "There is no credible information. It's just a rumor on social media."
Um, you're absolutely right about, and then we're kind of going to talk about this later because I want to hit on something about something that you shared. Um, People absolutely, whatever they find on social media, they don't do any further research, and then they pass this misinformation along, like not really realizing that people put out shit just to get clicks and views, you know?
Yeah.
So, but I'll specifically talk about it, like, well, what I want to bring it up because you sent it and we're going to talk about it later.
Which one?
Well, the SNAP benefits one.
Oh.
It's
All
not. It's not
right.
about. It's not about the video itself or anything, but it kind of ties in.
All right. I see. Did so you watched that video?
Hmm. That was something you wanted to talk about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That was crazy.
I'm pull it up right now while we get into it. But yeah, man, it's all right. So I don't even want to talk about it. So um earlier this week I had an issue
Hmm.
with my car. And I noticed that basically I needed a battery change. I last time I got a battery was like it was the battery I had in there was 5 years old.
Oh, you did good. You did. You did good.
Right, yeah. So I I get to go to AutoZone, get a new battery,
That's all right. What's up?
and oops, hold on,
This
who's
is in
that?
the chat.
Desiree, what's up? What's up? What's up? So I go to a battery, get a new battery. And we install the battery,
Mm.
and leaving there started up fine. Next morning started up fine. I go to leave work, it wouldn't start.
Hmm.
So I'm like, okay, maybe it's just like weather shock because cars do get that. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it's just weather shock. So I get a jump, won't start. So I get off of work at 4 o'clock, and but trying to figure this out, I'm at work all the way until 7 or 6, one of those. Trying to figure that out. Then finally get a tow truck, and he hooks his portable, the portable starter that they're doing these days. Hooks
Yeah.
it up to the car, starts up immediately. Haven't had a problem since.
Yeah. What was that?
Like, what the heck, man?
Uh, you. Maybe I missed it. You installed the battery yourself, or you took it to the shop?
When we installed it at Auto when I was at AutoZone.
And I don't know. Okay. Yeah, sometimes these batteries need like reprogramming or you know what I'm saying? These, modern vehicles are real strange.
Yeah, it's weird, man. So I was oh shoot, I was stressing out about it for like a day. Like no, Yeah, for like a day and a half, I was stressing out about it. I'm like, man, I'm about to. I just got a new alternator. I just got a new battery. So
Mm.
what is this? A starter? That's about to be another 400. Like these, like unexpected expenses, just keep popping up.
Yeah. It happens once you pay off the car. A lot of so like as soon as you pay off the car, they want to do some crazy shit.
Yeah, bro. So that was. But, all right, so we talked about but while I'm finding the other video about the World Star video. Actually, hold up.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Oh man, I'm trying to send it to myself or send it to the IG, but anyway. So we talked about the Stephen A. Smith thing when he was last week. It was about he was talking about Jasmine Crockett is being distracted. Oh, Desiree. Oh, hold on. Let me talk to Desiree. Said nothing much in here doing charity work, trying to get a few families some grocery orders donated. Glad I didn't miss y'all show. Appreciate you for being here. Desiree said, "Is your car okay now?" Yeah, it's okay now. I think so. From what I can see with my own eyes, I guess. Now some beauty. What's good? What's good?
Got some beauty. What up, sir? What got going on?
So we talked about the Stephen A. Smith situation and when he was talking about Jasmine Crockett, and he called her out and saying like your job isn't to wake up every day and just oppose Trump. Anybody could just speak in the opposite position of what other people are doing. Well, it seems like I don't know who got to him, or maybe somebody got in his pockets or made him a deal he couldn't refuse. Then he ended up apologizing to Jasmine Crockett. And even in his apology, I don't know if you watched the whole video, but he wasn't even talking about anything. So I'm just going to play it. It's a little long. Here we go.
Shooter with Stephen A.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to this special edition of Straight Shooter with Stephen A. That's what I'm going to call this, Straight Shooter with Stephen A. Because obviously this doesn't have anything to do with sports. This has a lot to do with a whole brouhaha that's been going on with me over the last few weeks. Now, I will tell you, I apologize for not speaking about this earlier. If you took a close-up of my face right now, you'll see the right side of my face swollen. I had emergency double root canal surgery. And so I've been down and out and drugged up and stuff like that over the last few days trying to overcome this stuff. But nevertheless, it is what it is. I'm here right now. I wanted to take a moment because I saw something disturbing in regards to President Donald Trump and how he came at Representative Jasmine Crockett. And I wanted to take this opportunity to attack this issue as it pertained to me and Jasmine Crockett because I personally have had an issue with how things have been misconstrued and misinterpreted. But at the end of the day, I have to own it. And that's what I'm going to do today. And so when somebody says to me, Stephen, rather than point to her and her verbiage and her language and how she talked about the president, what about how he talks? I have no problem with that. I can understand that. And if that is the reason that everybody is in an uproar, that is fine. And I have no problem apologizing to my sister because, damn it, I want her to know I don't feel that way about her. Just like I didn't feel that way about Kamala Harris. Just like I don't feel that way about the marvelous, the wonderful, the incomparable, the greatest first lady ever, Michelle Obama, in my estimation, or anybody else. But what we're going to do on this show is understand who the hell I am and how it's going to be as long as I'm doing this show. I have no problem apologizing. If I'm wrong, I have no problem apologizing if I've made somebody feel a certain kind of way. But I'm going to challenge the legitimacy of what people come at me with when I think that challenge is warranted and deserved. If you came to me and you said to me that it came across as a bit dismissive, Stephen, you should have been more protective of her than that because look at how he speaks. Look at how they act on Capitol Hill towards her. I understand that. But when somebody tries to take that to a...
Real quick, Jay Everyday.
Mhm.
To your knowledge, and it's full on genuine question. Do you recall that and then I'm just asking because he's talking about Trump and how they speak about her. Have you heard him say anything disrespectful or wild to her?
Who, Donald Trump?
About Jasmine Crockett?
Has Trump said anything wild? Yeah, I haven't. I don't recall Donald Trump saying anything wild. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I mean, you know, when I don't
Oh,
know
it's
what,
it's a
again, I don't know what it is. Yeah, when you
maybe it's
start
a
talking,
delay.
like it's a delay. Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, I haven't heard anything. Maybe I missed it. I don't know. It's a lot of news going on, so I try to stay abreast. But um, I haven't heard anything, at least that would make headlines or anything. Maybe it's some rumblings or some shit they may know, you know, on that level. But as far as I haven't heard anything that I feel like made headlines.
Yeah, no, I haven't heard anything. Again, same. I'm on the same level with that. Is I don't know if he did or because and that's the thing. If he did say anything that's outrageous about her that he hasn't said something similar to somebody else, that would make headlines.
Mhm.
So that was just a thought that I had while I was watching this.
Who accuse me of being disrespectful or in any way misogynistic, I'm going to push back on that because that's emphatically false. There's no truth to that whatsoever, and I'm not accepting that, and I'm not owning that. I can sit up there and I can look at Representative Jasmine Crockett. Do you know what I think she should be doing? I think she should be competing for the Senate seat in Texas or for the Attorney General spot because she's qualified. I personally think Kamala Harris should have ran for governor of California. I've said
Hey,
it for the
Spaces,
record
real
that if
quick. Is
Michelle
it
Obama was running for president, she would have beat Trump, in my opinion.
things like this? Are you having internet issues?
No, it seems like you having internet issues.
Oh, and I'm outside. Let me see. Because it was doing good. I just switched. I don't know. I sat on the other side. So maybe it could be me. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You can continue.
Well, you just having like it was disconnecting, like losing signal.
No, it wasn't. No. It was just kind of like uh, your screen was kind of like buffering.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I think she'd have done it. That's how I feel. But somehow, some way, it's never enough. For some people out there, I understand. I would advise you to get over it or buckle up because I'm not going away. This is my show. I will say what I feel and I will do what I want. It doesn't mean I'm going to be insensitive. It doesn't mean that I don't care about our community. A matter of fact, most of the trouble I get in is because I care about our community. And the reason I'm bringing this up and the reason that I'm willing to attack this subject, because this really ain't about Jasmine Crockett. I respect her. I wish her nothing but the best. I was simply asking a question. That's all. What's working for you? Because I don't want her to lose the prowess that she has. I want it to continue to gain and elevate. We need resistance to what we see going on in the streets of America. I asked a question. I get it now with Trump feeding into that nonsense, giving him fodder or ammunition to continue to go out there and talk about our black women that way. I got it. I don't like that at all. I don't want to be a.
Have you heard him say anything bad about black women?
Donald Trump? No, not himself. No.
Okay.
Be associated with nothing like that. And I apologize because I respect the hell out of Jasmine Crockett and what she has accomplished. I absolutely do. And I appreciate the fact that she feels compelled to fight the way that she's fought, the way that she fights because of what she's dealing with. I've been a journalist for over 30 years. I don't want enemies. I truly don't. But I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to call it like I see it. It should be done respectfully. It should be done with the sensitivity that it needs to be done with. I get it. I understand. But I'm going to be me. I'm going to call it like I see it. I can look Jasmine Crockett in the face and say, I'm sorry for any kind of noise I caused in your direction. Because she is accomplished and she is smart and she does have an incredible challenge working in this political climate on Capitol Hill. I got it. And when Trump came at her like that, I said, damn it, I was pissed off because I said, that's what they're talking about. When they're saying, you know what, when you question something about her, it's going to invite that. I understand. But we also need to be able to ask her questions. just like we would ask Kamala Harris questions, just like we would ask AOC questions, just like we would ask Gavin Newsom questions, just like we would ask Chuck Schumer questions, or anybody else. That comes with it. It comes with it. The times that we live in, the times that we live in, the times we live in. Yep, absolutely true. Which is why I was screaming to get our focus away from the cancer culture and identity politics and the kind of things that would turn off 77 million voters, which pretty much comes down to about 20 swings, 20 swing districts.
All right, we get it. Okay. So, Desiree said, I haven't heard him say anything personally. So my question to you, Jay, every day, my question to the audience is, in your opinion, do you think it was necessary for him to apologize?
No, I didn't feel like he said anything like we discussed last week. I didn't feel like he said anything egregious, or I didn't feel like he was attacking her. It was just a slight it was just a criticism. I feel like you should stand by your criticism. It, like I said, it wasn't anything I thought that was malicious. So it wasn't necessary. And maybe some people thought, maybe people on Stephen A. Smith's, they were going to pull some funding, or maybe he's getting sponsored, like you said, or maybe some money is going to get taken away. Attacking one of theirs. So I don't know. He did get a huge backlash from the Black community, men and women alike. But again, I mean, I'm gonna stand on what I said. Like, I just didn't see anything that he was overly critical about. He was just saying, hey, you should use your platform a little differently. That's all.
And that's where I'm at with it as well. I just don't why. Oh shoot! I just don't get. I'm just curious to know what it was that caused him to change his mind and turn around and apologize.
So real quick, do you follow Stephen A. Smith?
No, no.
Okay, so if you don't follow Stephen A. Smith, you'll see that he has a tendency of doing this. He kind of always backtracks. He'll say something, he'll put it out there, he comes off as real boisterous and stuff like that. But he will backtrack. If it's, I guess if he's getting a consensus of people not really rocking with it, he'll backtrack. And he'll make it seem as if he's still standing on his business, because he was trying to make it seem like, because he was trying to make it seem like he stand by his point, but you could really just move on and go to the next subject or whatever it is. Like, this wasn't anything to revisit. So again, Stephen A. Smith is just kind of known to backtrack and stumble over what he said.
And that's what's so weird about people. And I'm just using this as an example. That's what's so weird about people, that specifically in politics. I guess it's attached to politics regardless, but I would never tell people what to believe in, right? I can only present information and people make their own choices. But it's weird. Stephen A. Smith, I've heard him say repeatedly that he's an independent. And that's what's so weird about independence in anything. You can take it outside of politics. You can put it in sports and talk about rival teams or whatever. They just don't pick a side. Which one person might say, yeah, it's cool. It's good that they don't pick a side, because that means that they're being objective. And I don't necessarily disagree with that. On the flip side, you have a flip-flopper, or have the chance of somebody being a flip. They don't choose one side or the other. It's like you go whichever the wind blows. And maybe that's just my personality in general, because I like for most things to be as predictable as possible. But at the same time, it's like, which I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird. Pick a side is all I'm saying. And now that you mention it, I'm thinking about, over the years, I've heard other people talk about Stephen A. Smith. So I've watched him by proximity. And you're right, he does switch a lot. He'll say something
Yeah.
and be bold about it at first, and then turn around and, like you said, backtrack. A lot of times, it's like you just can't be trusted, bro.
Yeah. I'm an independent myself, right? At least in this political sphere, that's what I consider myself. I maybe kind of lean a little bit right, but I think if you put a statement out there and you're not wrong, if you put a statement out there and you know you're not wrong, then just stand by it.
Hmm.
You know?
Yeah, and this it's just so weird to me because he backtracked over. I could see if he actually said something offensive. Like I hear people saying actual bad stuff about her, talking about her appearance, talking about her intellect. You know, like stuff. Oh shoot, let me get him back in here.
Yeah. Let me just move from right over there, man. I don't know what the fuck that was gonna blow me. I was trying to get something nice, but anyway, I'm not sure if you heard me, but like, did you hear me when I said like I was a independent?
Yeah, yeah, like you're
Okay.
kind of leaning right. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of lean right, and but again, in his situation, to me, he more so leans right, like than he does left, and even if he is an independent, and again, it wasn't a harsh criticism about her. It was Jasmine Crockett. It wasn't a harsh criticism, so I didn't see anything to backtrack over.
Yeah, and it's just weird, man, because it's like again, I was saying this before you lost signal.
Mhm.
There are people out here that are genuinely coming, like talking about her, like saying things that are intended to be insulting.
Right.
There are people out here intending to say things that are insulting. All he said was, "You're focusing on the wrong thing." That's essentially what his message was.
Hmm.
You're focusing on the wrong thing, and it's crazy when we have these conversations because um, I haven't done this research myself, but oh shoot, hold on a second, got something playing. Um, it's oh man, I don't understand. It's like whenever when in politics, if ever you say something is against what a black woman is saying, people automatically deem it as an attack. It's not only in politics; that's just in media. Period.
Hmm.
If you say
Yeah, I
something
think
that's
people.
a, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I just think people need to really. It's a lot of groupthink going on where people don't really critical think themselves, and they'll just hop on board or what somebody else is saying.
Have you seen that? But like in your own personal algorithm or in your life, like somebody's just bandwagoning what somebody else is saying.
Oh, this is fucking every day. You know what I mean? I mean, for me, I pride myself on critical thinking, really thinking about, um, you know, at least in having knowledge or some sort of knowledge of what I'm talking about. Uh, like even though our opinions are oftentimes shaped by other things that we hear, our environment, stuff like that. I think it is also important to come up with, the best conclusion that you can for yourself and not really parroting anybody else. So, you know, that's what I think.
That's Desiree said, whatever politician says, the other side is going to be mad. That's facts. No matter what, no matter what.
That's true.
Democrats say something, Republicans mad. Republicans say something, Democrats mad. Both Republican and Democrats say something, Independents mad. Like, okay, whatever, man. But so, what do you think in terms of do you think this is cowardice on Stephen A. Smith's behalf?
I feel like maybe he's probably trying to protect his bag. Again, I think somebody came and they spoke to him. They spoke to him about it, And he just decided, you know what, let me go ahead and try to protect and save my bag.
And that's, you know what, that's what I think it is at the end of the day with all of this, for
Hmm.
sure. It's like it was either protect the bag or somebody gave him a bag and he was like, you know what, I'll take that back. Like you
Yeah,
seen,
Stephen
I
A.
know you've
Smith is
seen that.
all about the bag.
Desiree. She says Stephen A. Smith gets on my last nerves, so whatever he says, I roll my eyes. What do he do to you? Ness Beauty said, "You're right, Jay. The three taps on the shoulder."
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, but I'm just thinking like exercising options, what are
Hmm.
possibilities. Um, is either just like what y'all when we talked about Michael Strahan probably a year ago at this point when he corrected the lady when he asked her "Well, what's a half sack and she didn't know.
Right.
He turned around and like he corrected and softened the blow.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it was either
It
he
was
yes. Go
it was
ahead.
a situation. There's a basketball player, Jeff Teague. I'm not sure if you know who he is. He has a podcast. He used to play for he played for the Atlanta Hawks. He played for the Pacers. Played for quite a few teams, right? And on his podcast, he's real. Feel like he's he has funny stories. Feel like he's an honest podcaster as far as telling it from a basketball perspective. Different things that happen around the league. um, has really good memory about just these different stories, and the clips that they put up can really back up his stories that he's saying. So he made a comment about LeBron. I forget the exact comment, right? But in the league, you can't go against LeBron. You can't say something against LeBron. And I promise you, like the next day or whatever he said the next day, or within that week, he recanted that story. Like he just was like, he almost kind of seemed like he got on the LeBron bandwagon, and I
Mhm.
felt like LeBron's people, Clutch Sports or whoever, like they reached out to him, and I don't know if they offered him a bag or they threatened him, but that seems like that's what they do, man. When people are in higher positions than you, and that's their leverage that they have over you.
Yeah, yeah, and that's one thing to say about these people in politics, these people that have like two commas in their yearly income.
Hmm.
It's like at that point, you can't decipher, or it's tough to decipher who is real and who isn't. You just gotta listen to what they say and try to match actions to words and stuff like that.
Right.
And ultimately, you gotta follow the money because he
Absolutely.
Stephen A. brags about, or no, I don't say brag, but if I'm not mistaken, he signed like it was like a 9-digit contract with Disney. It was 8 or 9
Yeah,
digit.
I know he has. I think he gets like 30. I know it's like 30 million or something.
Come
But
on,
even
man.
even then, like he's had this recent like debacle with his own. You watch ES. Not, what network is he on? I forget. He's not. Is he still with ESPN? With ESPN. Um. What's the lady? Molly Karam. The hostess on the show. One
Hmm.
of the. She's like moderator. And so she'll no longer be back on the show. I think it's officially like next year or whatever. But he came out and basically was making the statements. He kept saying like it wasn't about her, but then he was like saying shit that made it seem like it was about her, like without saying her name. You know what I'm saying? So he's basically what I'm saying is Stephen A. Smith is real wishy washy. You know what I mean?
Is that the story I heard about? Was it like a white lady?
Yeah, Molly Krill.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
it was something dealing with her salary, and you know I I think her salary might be $500,000, and obviously Stephen A. Smith is the draw, but she had to come up and, basically sell herself or present why she should get some more money. Her contract was up or about to be up. And, they only offered her $500,000. Well, when you look at that in comparison to, Stephen A. Smith getting $30 million, it's kind of like, damn. And again, I understand Stephen A. Smith is the draw, but damn, you couldn't put an extra $500,000 on there. You see what I'm saying? This is somebody who's been with you for 10 years. They've been with
Oh,
you
she
for
was
10
with him
years.
for 10 years?
Yeah. This is
I didn't
somebody
know.
that so
Wow.
Stephen A. Smith, you couldn't again, you couldn't go to the whoever you need to talk to and be like, man, you can't toss it. Look, shit, take $500,000 off my shit or whatever. I mean, it's easier said than done, but what I'm saying is you couldn't intervene and speak on behalf. Not to say I'm not sure if he did or didn't, but the way it sounds like he didn't.
Right.
From me hearing him speak, it didn't sound like he went in and stood in the gap for her. I don't know. But again, he's real wishy-washy. And a lot of times when it comes to this money, man, you get to really see the true sides of people.
Yeah. And that's so yeah, I think I don't know. 10 years is crazy. I maybe she could have negotiated. I don't know, because just on the outside looking in, like what Desiree said, and you know what's crazy? I was thinking that maybe sometime a few days ago, Desiree. She said Stephen A. Smith is just annoying and has to be in everything, and I don't want to say I'm confused because you're absolutely right, Desiree. Stephen A. Smith came up talking about sports,
Yeah.
solely about sports, right?
Yeah.
And now at a certain point, I guess he reached a certain plateau and started crossing over into um, politics, which anybody can talk about anything, whatever. But it was at a certain point during somewhere within his last 2 or 3 or 4 years where like there was rumors of him possibly being the Democratic nominee for president. like,
Stephen
like
A. Smith
what?
this is crazy.
Where did this come from? He's just, I mean, it's no disrespect to Stephen A, but he's a sports announcer, analyst.
Look, man, Ronald Reagan was the actor. We got to realize that some kind of widely considered Ronald Reagan is one of the best presidents of all time. I'm not saying that Stephen A. Smith would have made a great president, but I'm just saying we've seen stranger things happen.
Right. Oh man, but I just think this was a joke. I think um I immediately when I heard he apologized, I was like, oh my goodness. Just on the surface level, we don't know. We only speculate. We can only speculate what happened, and somebody got in his pockets one way or the other. Somebody offered him a bag or threatened to take the bag, and he came back and apologized. Which, if you're talking about, you know what? Let's look at this. Hold on.
And while you're looking it up, also look up his salary. I don't know if that's what you're about to do, but
yeah, that's what I'm about to do. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put it up on the screen. Let's see. Stephen A. Smith's salary. Stephen A. Smith's yearly earnings are approximately $40 million, primarily from a combination of his 5-year, $105 million contract with ESPN, a 3-year, $36 million deal with SiriusXM, and revenue from his YouTube channel and podcast. His ESPN averages. His ESPN salary averages around 21 million annually, and the Sirius XM deal adds another 12 million per year, with an additional income from his digital platforms pushing his total to nearly 40.
boy, balling. Can't even get mad at him, no, man. Get your bread, man.
Let's see here. Because see, this is what I was talking about. I guess they just mentioned it, but Stephen A. Smith makes an insane, beyond $100 million ESPN deal. Sheesh, I mean, yeah, that's a further breakdown of what we just read. Now, some beauty said Bill Clinton was he was a saxophonist before he became president, like a musician. I mean, I guess, yeah, dumb question, but I just didn't know. But yeah, man, it's just, I think I'll ask you this, and we'll change the subject, man.
Mhm.
What would you have done? Let's just say one way or another his bag was gonna be affected. Positive as in giving you money, negative as in taking money away. What would you have done?
Personally, I would have been more mindful of what I was going. You saying after I made this statement?
Yeah.
See, I think it all goes down before you make the statement, right? You have to be mindful. You got to really be strategic on what you're going to say. So I feel like before I would even got myself in this position, I would have been like, man, I probably don't want to talk about her unless somebody came up and was like, well, you know what? Maybe I'm sorry, maybe the people whoever's paying him some money said, you know what, you need to say something about Jasmine Crockett, right? Maybe some people said that, yeah, you need to go ahead and talk about her, and then that's why he came out and said something. Now, if I decided that, okay, I'm gonna go ahead through with it, then I would have stuck by my guns and said what I said.
And sitting in the position that I'm in now, considering it wasn't a disrespectful statement, I would
Mhm,
have stood by myself.
mhm.
It was the statement that
So yeah, that's what white people do.
that made me shake my head at the fact that he apologized. It's just weird. It's like he didn't say anything insulting. Why is he apologizing?
Mhm.
All right, thank you guys for kicking with us. Your favorite after church podcast is live. Share this with someone. Let them know that we're live and we're having some good conversation over here, per usual. Let's see. So this is one I sent. I think I made it to. No, I sent this yesterday. So I want to hear Desiree's opinion of this one if she's still here. I'm not even gonna put the banner up yet. All right. So this is something that came across my purview. I was like, oh my, well, I gotta talk about this. All right. Substitute teacher fired on the first day for hitting on high schoolers in a TikTok. Yeesh.
I'm a school teacher now. Little breakfast. Let's get the day rolling. Who would have ever thought it? Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Have a good day. Today was really a breeze. My kids ain't had to do too much, man. To be honest, I let them do whatever they want to do. Yes, I'm that type of teacher. Took me a little lunch break.
That might be copywritten. Might want to speed that up.
What was it? Was it?
It was playing Bone Thugs and Harmony first for the love of money. Probably want to speed it up if you can.
I don't think I can on Reddit.
Well, hey, fair use, man. Go ahead, keep going. Shit, fair use.
I mean, if it, I'll clip it out and then add it in the playback if we need to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got it going on at this joint. They stay bound. Okay, then. Damn, shorty. Sheesh. Sheesh. Man, I gotta get up out these school kids trying to take me down, man. Then I look so young, I look like one of them. Appreciate it. You know, my little free time, I had to go out there and give me some little content, little fit check. Really just a chill fit today. Cause y'all know if it was up to me, I would have been rough fine head to toe. Y'all know I ain't lying. But they did have a pep rally and came clutch. And that was the typical day.
Will Hill, what up, brother? See Will Hill be out there doing his thing, man. Shout out to Will
I
Hill.
used to. Desiree said she knew what she was doing. Will, what's good, my guy? What's good, man? Keep up the grind, bro. I see you on these social medias making moves. Hey, for real, Desiree, they said she wore a strap.
No.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no
Fuck
way.
out of here.
Look, all right, Jerry Day, your thoughts.
First of all, I don't know the age of this person. She looks fairly young, and I think that she should have known the rules. I just thought maybe she should definitely know the rules, right? She should have known the rules as far as either social media or recording children, because they're still considered children or minors at school. You know, I think the age of this person also plays into it. And I kind of think like, because when I remember going to, and being in high school, I feel like you need those old black and white teachers, like old teachers. You know what I mean? That, the ones that wore the glasses like the librarians and shit like that, man. You're getting all these little young, and she's a substitute teacher, so you kind of get anything with substitutes. But, you know, I, it's Mississippi. It seems like as soon as she said, I'm thinking she was saying, what did she say? When the kids was going by the damn shorty or some shit. It
Mm-hmm.
was something like that, right?
You said
And
these kids were going
yeah,
get you in trouble or something like that.
yeah, and I think she was directing it to that little white girl. And I said, you know what, man? Um, it's like look, you should have known the rules. That's all I gotta say, man. I mean, I'm sure they give you some type of handbook or something that you need to follow. Um, to me, she was there specifically trying to get some type of clout. And this is something that we see either with a lot of, I'm not sure, are men trying to do this too? Like this whole trying to get,
I've seen that a push
okay.
for drag queens to read books to kids.
Okay. But no, just teachers in general, like younger teachers in general, um, interacting with the students. But, you have a lot of little I've seen a lot of young black teachers do it where they're wearing these crazy kind of revealing outfits to school, trying to get, I don't know what the fuck they're trying to do, but all that got to stop, to be honest, because it's borderline pedophilia, actually. You know what I'm saying? Just being honest. Like these kids come to school to learn. If they want to hump on each other, let them do it. You're a teacher. In Mississippi, the age of consent is 16. So if they want to hump on each other, let them do it. You as a teacher, you stay away from that. You don't get enticed by no students, man. Fuck wrong with you.
Nancy Beauty said playing on them kids' hormones. That's it. That was listen. When I was watching this
She said
video,
black
and
male teachers do it too. Yeah, see?
Desiree said she's about 24. I could believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if she meant something else, you have to watch your words.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
But I
like
feel
why
like she didn't mean nothing else. She meant like it was from a sexual standpoint. I felt like
what else could
that's
that
the only
mean?
yeah, that's the only way I can take it. Like how they trying to take you down or whatever it is that she said.
Oh
Like
yeah, that's what she said, trying to take me down. Yeah.
yeah.
And
I
Nancy
guess
Beauty
they
said,
succeeded.
what specifically are they doing, Nancy Beauty? because I try to keep TikTok out of my phone because I just can't. I use it sparingly. But when I saw this when I was just scrolling through Reddit, and I was watching the video based off of the fact that it said fired on the first day. So I just clicked it and watched. It's only like a minute and a half, and when I saw more of the title, it said for flirting with the kids. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Flirting with the kids. Like you need to be on the registry, ma'am.
Yeah.
Definitely need to be on the registry, banned from all schools, and you need to seek psychiatric help. Because what are you talking about? These kids that are clearly these are minors. Like these kids are like they was like this is like a junior high from what I saw. Or maybe I'm mistaken or whatever. But
It looked like high school. It looked like that. It looked like high school.
the
Either
fact
way,
that
it's not doesn't matter.
right, like why heck no, man. This is absolutely disgusting. And she definitely need to also Desiree just sent me the full video, or at least a picture of it. Nancy Beauty said the Braden incident that happened earlier this year. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that was
Showing
for sure.
outfits to the day, teaching the class lightweight flirting. Yeah, I remember that the dude having still his braid his hair.
Hey, we got to be honest, man, because I remember being in high school.
Did we lose him?
Again, I remember being in high school. And, can you hear me?
Yeah.
You hear me?
Froze for
All
a
right.
second.
No. Okay. No, but I remember being in high school and you had a few younger teachers, and it was always kind of like some rumors about, and I went to, again, predominantly white school. So I don't think this, just particularly, this is something, obviously, it's not something that's happening at black schools or black teachers or whatever. This is something across the board. Pedophilia knows no race, right? So, um, but it was always female teachers and even male gym teachers and stuff like that. But I always get caught up in some shit. I think they really have to do a better job, especially with substitutes, right? Because these are people that, I mean, there's not really much qualification to be a substitute teacher. So they're gonna have to do a better job of screening these people.
I just don't like. I agree. I agree because if you ask me, you people say you shouldn't stereotype people, you shouldn't prejudge people. I say nonsense. I say baloney. I say the only time the stereotype to me, the only time the stereotype becomes a problem is when you start treating people based on what you have. You start treating people based on your preconceived notions about them.
Hmm.
That's the only time stereotyping is a problem for me. So if I saw that this individual was applying to be a substitute teacher in my school, I don't even know how the process is. Maybe there's some, I don't know how the process is. But if I saw this individual, there's a really good chance that you would not be coming into my school, because what I'm seeing with a lot of these people, like this individual, they look like some low-key predators.
Yeah.
Or they turn out to be some low-key predators. And that's mad weird, bro. It's like these are, and then they're teaching kids. A lot of times I keep forgetting to research it, but I'll never forget a video I saw of a lady. It was a female preschool teacher or kindergarten or whatever, probably kindergarten, that was teaching the child her pronouns, or teaching the class her pronouns.
I remember that video. That wasn't too
Like,
long ago either.
why do they need why do they need to know that about you?
Hmm.
Teach them the differences in the shapes. The triangle, the square, the circle. Teach them 1, 2, 3, 4. Teach them math. Teach them basic spelling. But you sitting here talking about And whatever she said, these kids gonna knock me off my square or whatever, trying to get me.
Yeah.
Like, why would you? What kind of idiot? What kind of mentally ill person would even record that? Because the editing process is a very specific process. What kind of moron would record that? Think that it's okay to say that and then turn around and put it on the internet? Like, what kind of life do you live? You definitely comfortable.
Yeah.
Nesta Beauty said, personally, I believe that these groups of teachers are trying to either relive their teenage years or showing off the glow up vicariously to their students. I'm not going to disagree. I just think that people like her, like she said, trap me or set me up or something like that, whatever she said, that's a predator. And I would be, imagine if she recorded this video, put it up, and it was somebody that was close to you that she was saying that to, or was in the video in that section when she said that. You used to this. Oh, I don't know, man. It's weird, man. It's weird. And this person definitely needs to be put on the list to where wherever she go, whenever she fill out an application, she got to put that on there. Because we got to weed out people like this. Like, people like this don't need to be in. I don't know. I ain't gonna go too far. But if you're gonna be out in society, people need to know that you are possibly looking at their 13, 14, 15-year-old child talking about they gonna trap you. Get out of here, man.
Yeah.
Oh, Desiree, that's all you got? I thought you would have had more. Because I know you, these types of topics really irk your nerves. All right, so let's see here. Get rid of that one. That one. All right, thank you guys for kicking with us. Oh, before I go, you got anything else on that, Jay, today?
No. Again, I agree with you. With she needs to be on some type of list or whatever, or maybe they need additional training to let them know what they can and cannot do. Make it plain, simple. Hey, man, a checklist of things that you can and cannot do, or basically what you can't do. You know, and I think that all this recording and bringing the phones and stuff into schools, uh, like nobody really, like you were just talking about, right? The teacher showing, teaching the kids how to her pronouns and stuff like that. Like, nobody needs to know that, right? Nobody needs to know that. This is why American students are probably, so, as far as first world countries goes, we're probably last because we focus on issues like these kind of social issues like this instead of actually learning the reading, math, arithmetic, or arithmetic is math, but you know what I'm saying, science, arithmetic. So yeah, I agree with you.
And that was another thing that I was thinking about. It's like, with all of the different angles and all that stuff that she had in this minute and a half video,
Yeah.
how many times did you take apart your setup to turn around and carry your phone stand? I imagine it's something similar to a ring light, to set this camera up, go outside of the school, do a cameo, set the camera up inside of the classroom, walk through the hallway with your phone in your hand. Like, you're doing a whole lot of. Are you? And she even said that, yeah, I'm one of them teachers, talking about how she don't give the kids anything to do in the class. I don't imagine you would be able to, because you're a substitute. You're just probably there for that day.
Mm-hmm.
But oh man, it's clearly she walked into the school with her focus in the wrong place.
Agreed.
Thank you guys for kicking with us. Share this with two people. Let them know that your favorite after church. Oh, that's in beauty. That's what you say. They did say most children nowadays can't read and comprehend the newspaper. This is at least sixth grade level reading. Oh, check this out. Check this out. You want to see something bad? Nabs and Beauty. Let me show you something. Check this out. One second. Where'd it go? Oh, here we go. All right, check it out. Check this out. Share my screen. Because I looked up this information because I was a part of a different live stream. Chicago Public Schools students are now show varying levels of academic performance, with recent data indicating that only about 30.5% of students in third to eighth grade, or grades 3 to 8, are proficient in reading and 18.3% in math. While the four-year high school graduation has increased to 84%, high school SAT composite scores remain significantly low, below the national average. So while we out here teaching pronouns, like they said, we got better stuff to think about. We got better stuff to give attention to.
It's part of the
agenda. You got anything to say about that before I officially go to the next subject?
I think it's part of the agenda. This is again something that we're pushing over here in the United States in the West. We're pushing that the agenda. I'll just put it like that. And even with all these phones and stuff, it's making kids less social, like, just interacting with other people, even on a social level, right? So if we take away the educational part of it, like I said, the reading, the math, science, those things, just on a social level, communicating with other people, communicating with peers, we really struggle with that. Our children really struggle with those things, and that's because they're provided with too much screen time. If it's being on a video game, or it's watching television, or being on the phone, right? They're not learning anything educational, and as parents, we need to do a better job. So, that's all I pretty much have for it.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I was out and about yesterday, and I saw these. I came across these people, and they had a very huge front yard, and their kids they had like the child sized motorized vehicles, like a little motorcycle, a little I forget, what's moped or whatever it is. They're zooming up and down the front yard. So I just said, I like the setup you have here. And they said, yeah, that's we definitely like to keep our kids busy. I was like, oh yeah, absolutely, because this is substantially better than them having their face in the iPad all day.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, yeah, my kids aren't allowed to do all that stuff. I was like, yeah, man.
Just to add to it, I saw something, could have been earlier this week. It was about the people, programmers and stuff for Silicon Valley. And, Silicon Valley, they create all the apps and all the, the technology type stuff. And they were saying the children of those programmers, or the children of the, because they make millions of dollars or whatever, but they don't allow their children to really have any screen time. They don't allow them to have a social media and stuff like that. If you look up Bill Gates and what he did with his children, like, he wouldn't allow his kids to play Xbox.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Right. He's the creator, or his Microsoft is the creation of Xbox, is the creator of Xbox, and he's not even allowing his children to play that. So that lets you know, like, he won't allow his children basically to be swayed by, social media, things with social media. Now, other things could be happening, other things could be in play. But what I'm saying, just if the creators of this technology that we have, they're not allowing their children to do it, then maybe that should be a warning sign to us that at the very least maybe limited our children in doing the same thing.
Much agreed. Much agreed. All right, we're officially moving on because that weirdo in the school. I wish I would have thought to. I guess not. All right, thank you guys for kicking it with us. Hit the like. Thank you for hitting the like button. Share this with 2 people. Let them know that your favorite After Church podcast is live, and we're kicking it. So this is something Jerry Day sent us. 1 second. Here it is. Hold on. Did I do it right? Hold on. 1 second. I'm sorry. Oh, I did do it right. Okay. Yeah, this is something Jerry Day sent us. Oh, okay, Will. He said, like Cardi B don't let her kids listen to her music.
Yes, like Cardi B, which that's smart.
All right, let's check it out. Mm-hmm.
God is so good! An excited Dominique Ward documents my house, a moving day like no other.
There it is. It's standing. Once you put it down on the foundation, like everything's in it, all appliances came with it.
New homes near Ward's West Side neighborhood could set you back $500,000 or more. Ward paid closer to $275K.
It's a great opportunity.
An opportunity first time, that opened up thanks to Inherent Homes.
Hey, are we ready?
The Chicago-based company's mission is to make home ownership less of a sky-high goal.
We're going over the tree.
By lowering the cost of building. First step, cheap land. Inherent homes are planted on vacant lots, purchased for as little as $1.
Finding ways to bring our costs down can meet more families where they're at.
Founder Tim Swanson literally walked us through what makes his affordable housing solution work. We learned that keeping the process indoors removes weather delays from the equation.
We have 6 homes here that are not getting wet, which means they're not drying, which means we're not wasting a week to get back into the home.
He says they can go from raw material to framed interior ready for a rough inspection in 2.5 to 3 weeks. Add another month and change for tiling, paint, and other homey finishes.
So from there to there is 8 weeks total. And we joke all the time, we wish it were faster.
Trimming the time cuts labor costs and keeps interest at bay. We asked what it takes to squeeze out the door.
It costs us just about $350,000, $370,000 to build a home. And then we sell them unsubsidized for $395,000.
All day.
Purchase price on paper is usually lower thanks to various financial incentives.
I was able to show my girls like anything is possible. It's an amazing feeling.
Why do you think more people or companies aren't doing this?
Yeah, it takes a level of like intense insanity to work through the machinations.
Swanson says he'd happily share his secret sauce with other builders to create more moments like this.
Ooh!
Lauren Victory.
Y'all look at God. Look at God. Ooh!
CBS News, Chicago.
Man, God is so good.
All right, let's see here. CBS Evening News. The national median home price hit a record $407,000 last year, leaving buyers priced out. In Chicago, an architect is drawing up a solution to make home ownership more accessible without breaking the bank. Isha Renee, can they come to NY? We need this. And New York is just out of luck, bro. This is awesome. Should do more of it. Really innovative, humane. Love this. Congratulations. Okay. So you sent this to us, Jay. Did you have a particular question? Jordan, bro.
Jordan York, what's happening, man?
Where the heck you been?
So really, I wanted to just kind of highlight, new development here in Chicago. I think it's a good thing. I'm also curious on how well these, these new builds are gonna hold up, within the elements of Chicago or anywhere. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of curious as far as that because he basically said like maybe in 2 months you're gonna have a complete house built. And I'm more so just kind of want your thoughts on it. Like, do you think something like this is sustainable in Chicago? And also, like Chicago is known to be a very is known for its architecture. And having builds like this also to me takes away from the architectural um culture of Chicago, right? It just now we're just putting up little boxes and shit for people to live in. And so I wanted you all input on that. Like, what do you think about this in general? Because I read something about a week ago about Chicago needing about 244,000 units within the next 10 years to kind of keep up pace with maybe the population or it growing or whatever. But even at 240, if people are technically leaving Chicago, to me, wouldn't that open up space for people to move into these old homes, these old homes that maybe probably could be renovated or something like that? So I'm not sure if were able to pull out a question from what I just said, but what's your thoughts about that in general?
I, for starters, I just need more information
Hmm.
because it's easy to throw numbers out there for sure. Um, I was wondering if he was going to give some sort of explanation as to how he does this and like specific information because like you brought up a good point. It's like one of the most beautiful things about Chicago is its architecture, and these don't look very appealing to the eyes.
Right.
These looks like a large what is it?
Will said a fancy trailer.
Yeah. This Naps and Beauty. You got to get out of my head. Naps and Beauty said, "My biggest question is who are the investors pulling this off?" That's part one. And then what about like this is going to disrupt if it continues disrupt the current housing situation in Chicago
Hmm.
because a lot of people want to be first time homeowners and the current owners, the current people selling the houses in Chicago are making bread. A lot of them, people, that's a rabbit hole, but a lot of them are making bread off of selling these homes.
Hmm.
If you are offering homes that are 200,000 less than what it is this or whatever amounts less than what they're selling it for, you're going to be disrupting their money.
Right.
And then two, just like you said, Jay, every day, a whole house in 2 months.
Yeah.
In 2 months. And this isn't a flat house, maybe a flat house in 2 months. These are tall houses, 2 and 3 stories, it
Mhm.
look like.
Yeah.
I know that stuff takes time. In order to do it properly, that stuff takes time. So I can imagine, it's tough to imagine that the electric is going to be right, the plumbing is going to be right, the HVAC is going to be right. You're going to see somebody going to fall through the floor, possibly. Like, no, I would need to, I hate to throw sand on the project, but I need to see I need to see it in action. I need a little bit more time to see how this works out because a lot of times I was just actually having this conversation earlier. A lot of times things are too good to be true.
Hmm. I had it's this guy on YouTube or Facebook, black guy. He's um he's an inspector, and what he does, obviously, he goes and inspect these. A lot of times, these are like multi-million dollar homes, $1 million homes, or at least high six figures. And they want all this money, and so when he does the inspecting, aesthetically from the outside, if you were to look at it, looks like a beautiful home. But then, when he starts to inspect, it's a lot of shit that's like not up to code. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about these are like really nice looking homes. And there's some leakage here, or the wiring isn't done properly, or you know what I mean? It's just basically a big mess. And I'm not sure, are we paying for the home or are you paying for the property that it sits on? You know. So again, I'm curious in the long run, like, give it 5 years or so, will these properties hold up, especially in the elements in Chicago? Down in Texas when they had what was that? One of those hurricanes. And I'm not even sure if it was a hurricane. It could have been a snowstorm, the snowstorm of Texas, down and around the Houston area, I think it was. And a lot of the roofs on the housing was collapsing, and these are newer, up to date homes. And it showed that these builds that they're creating aren't holding up. They're not being properly built. They're just kind of being slapped together. And who's going to be responsible for that? Because basically, okay, now we got to talk to the insurance company, and that makes everybody else's premiums go up, you know, for every house that you have to fix.
And I'm looking at Nafsa Beauty's question. She said, "My biggest question is who are the investors pulling this off?" So it's like, okay, Nafsa Beauty said, "Land never depreciates in value. The buildings always do."
Mm-hmm.
Never thought about that. That's a good point. That makes sense. But okay, Nafsa Beauty kind of nullified my question, but my question is, where is he getting the money? Like from the start, from the first building or first home that he built, where did he get that money from? And I'm not trying to be in his pockets. This is a genuine question because I was looking up just now. Let's see. I'm gonna take that off the screen. I was looking just now while you were talking. I just typed in how long does it take to build a house on average. It takes 6 to 12 months from start to finish, though it can be shorter for simpler contractor built. I guess this is what this guy falls in. Though it can be shorter for simpler contractor built homes or longer for more complex custom homes.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it is legit.
Yeah. And then also, you got to factor in like flood, like, the flood plains or whatever. Like some areas are more prone to flooding than others. So spaces you live in the area, you're familiar with Bellwood. I'm sure Bellwood is prone to flooding.
Mm.
Uh, actually that area in general, Bellwood, Hillside, Berkeley, all that shit's prone to flooding. Um, those homes that we saw are put on the west side. That's what they said. And the west side, not too long ago, maybe was it 2 years ago, they had a big flood issue. So I'm wondering, like,
Mm.
if you don't have, good, if it's not stable enough or good foundation, you're basically going to have a whole bunch of homes flooded or floating around.
And then on top of that too, it's like, what about the more we talk about this, the more I'm like, there's so many things that could go wrong here.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's like a whole lot of contracts, a whole lot of contracting that you have to do to, and I'm talking about contracting in terms of getting permission. And this is one reason
Mm-hmm.
why I appreciate Anton and having the bag chaser, because he builds homes and he specifically goes through the different things that you can go through when you're trying to build a home.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a whole lot of contracting that goes into building a house slash putting it on land if it's already built. Like the lady started the video with the people lifting her house up off of the ground
Yeah.
and moving it into a predetermined spot.
Yeah.
Now I heard about that about 3 years ago when I went to New York, or I forget when it was I went to New York. But my homie's house was one that got picked up and moved to another location. I never thought that was possible outside of something like a trailer home, of course, but an actual house being picked up and moved, that alone makes me question, what about flooding? How strong is the foundation to this house? What contracts have you this is a terrible idea.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's legit. I want to specify that. I hope it's legit. But just getting certain permissions to dig in certain places, to cut down trees. You got to consult with the city to cut down trees or plant trees to some extent.
Mm-hmm.
And that alone can take days, weeks. And you did all this, and maybe that's not his concern. Maybe that's not his concern. His concern is just building a house and putting it somewhere, is what it sounds like.
Yeah. And like Jordan York said, they do move homes often. I've seen them move, $1 million homes away from, like, sometimes they'll have beachfront property, and the land in front of it is starting to erode, so they'll move it back. Um, or I've seen them, just move a house before. But can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, people walking by with their dog. But I'm just kind of more so curious, like in Chicago, how is that going to be? Will that be able? Will that sustain? And personally, if I were a first time home buyer, I don't know. I'd find a good old brick home. You know.
Yeah, man. Nessun Beauty said it's giving luxury apartment vibes. Those buildings are pretty on the outside, but wear down as soon as they're finished.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only thing I can think of, man, about in terms of the efficiency of the house itself, like actually living in the house. Whenever a lot of times when you shorten the process of something, a lot of times there's a really good chance that something important was looked over or not done correctly.
Right.
If it takes 6 to 12 months to build a house normally, and you pushed it down to 2 or 3 months, there's something got overlooked, and it's possibly, like Jordan York said, no, you're missing some permits, or you as the person who is a first-time homeowner, you looking at, oh, I got my house.
There it
You're
is,
not
right
looking
there.
at, oh, I might need permits to have my house in this location.
Well, they may have that. I think the issue is like you said, like it's gonna be a lot of shit that it's kind of like buying your first car, or just being excited to get a car and not really, taking it to it. Maybe, you're buying let's say a used car or whatever, and you don't take it to a mechanic to go check it out or whatever, or take it to a reputable mechanic. And you think you can just kind of look over something yourself and think that it's going to be done properly, or what I'm saying, your car is the car that you're looking to buy is not a lemon or something. And that's why I'm wondering, do they have lemon laws for houses? They got lemon laws for cars, like new cars or whatever. Do they have lemon laws for new houses?
No, that's a good question. Uh, lemon laws for, you know what? I will specify it. Oh, yo! I just typed in, are there lemon laws for houses in Chicago?
Wow.
No, Illinois does not have lemon laws for houses in Chicago. But the Illinois Residential Real Property Disclosure Act requires sellers to disclose known defects like foundation cracks or roof leaks.
Mhm.
If a seller fails to disclose a known defect, a buyer may have recourse through legal action after the sale, but there are no automatic remedies like those in the car lemon law. Let's see. What must be disclosed? Sellers must disclose. Okay. Seller knowledge to have a case. Buyers must prove that the seller. That's the problem right there. Right there. Seller knowledge to have a case. Buyers must prove that the seller knew about the defect and did not disclose it.
Mm.
That is where I'm like, how do you really prove that?
Right.
The only way you can really do that is walk through the house with the contractor before you start moving your stuff in, which is it's too late anyway because you at that point you already purchased the house.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe they'll give you like pay to fix whatever it is, but okay, how do you if a pipe wasn't properly inserted, you move into this house and then a month later a pipe bursts. You as a person that's on the outside looking in, viewing the house for the first time, you're not opening the walls to see what the pipes look like.
Right. Well, that's where insurance comes in. Again, insurance premiums and stuff. Um, I think with all these vacant lots, I mean, it's good to see that they're doing something with the vacant lots. Personally, I think a lot of the vacant lots should be turned into some type of garden or something like that. But I think it's a way for the city to, open up to get some more tax revenue. Right, you put a house on the lot, that's going to make they're going to have to pay whatever those taxes are in the neighborhood, and it's a new house, so the taxes is probably going to be something crazy. Um, so it was something else I was thinking about, but it escapes me. But yeah,
Did they say are they using extra workers to build that quickly? They have to. I imagine so.
if you heard the guy, he said he wish he could build them faster. You know, one a basketball player. Fuck, his name escapes me right now. But he said, he was talking about in a sense of basketball, but slow is
Mhm.
pro, right? So I would rather you take your time, right, and build something for me, and it be quality, than we, put a whole bunch of shit up, real fast and make it look good, and then I get in there, and then this motherfucker, somebody huff and puff, and now, you know what I'm saying, now it's on the ground,
This is
you
rolling down
know,
the street.
right? So it's going to be interesting in the next few years, probably five, like I said, 5 years. You give it 5 years to see where it goes.
Desiree said lemon law for a house. I mean, it
Mhm.
seems like because listen, a house is an expensive thing, probably the single most expensive thing that you invest in.
Mhm.
We'll say independent inspection, homeowners insurance. Hmm. I need to learn more about that, but be humble.
And for the be humble, what's up? For the homeowners, what do you guys think? Like, is that what when you were buying your first home, if you had the opportunity to buy something like that, would you? Or would you go maybe buy something else, but what we call a fixer upper, and but it has a solid foundation. Because a lot of these houses out here, you can really get. I mean, because and I also want to specify, like, these houses, these new houses they're putting up, they're in the hood. You know what I mean? So they're in the hood,
Mm.
so it's like, why not, you know, get you a fixer upper? I mean, you're gonna move to the hood anyway.
Why not get you a house in the hood?
All right, why not get you a fixer up in the hood? You probably even save a little bit more money.
Let's see. Be humble said not really. He said he
Yeah,
wouldn't do it. Um, Will said squatters will take them over. Oh my god, I was thinking that, bro.
yeah.
I was thinking that, like, imagine, and that's so. Don't even get me started on the squatters, bro. Don't even get me started on the squatters. Imagine that you get this cheaper than normal home.
Mhm.
You go on vacation, come back, and some people are in your house, and you can do nothing, virtually nothing, to get them out.
Who can do
You got
nothing?
you got to go. They did something. They basically stole your house, and which is illegal. But it's not illegal because squatters have rights.
Hmm.
Ah,
It's bad here, but it's
Will
really
said,
bad in Atlanta.
all you needed. He said, all you need is an inspection and then get your insurance. I will move in one, but I don't want to live in the hood. Be Humble said, y'all generation don't want fixer-uppers. I want, whenever I get my home, I want it to be as least with the least amount of things that need to be fixed as possible. And that's even if I have it built from the ground up, the least amount of things that need to be fixed as possible.
Well, that's the deal.
Now,
That's the deal. Space is like for $300,000, the amount of money that they're spending $300,000 on a home. You can get a renovated house for $300,000 in the hood. It's going to look really nice. All the amenities and things that you're looking for. It's going to have the washer and dryer. It's going to have probably a kind of the open flow. People like it, the open flow living room to kitchen thing, whatever. Larger bedrooms. They're going to have that. So I don't know. If you have on the west side and you go down central, are you familiar with the house that used to be pink on the west side? Used to be this pink house.
very vaguely, very
Right.
vaguely.
So they've since, but just kind of give you an idea. That's on Ohio and Central, but so they since remodeled that house or whatever. But they have something similar to this on the west side. Well, those are on the west side, but they have something similar to this, and they wanted like $500,000. I mean, you get the whole kind of building thing. It was like 3 levels, but they wanted $500,000 to $600,000. But it was crazy because and it's like 3 or 4 buildings. It's crazy because it's in the midst of like you have these other real nice big Victorian homes that are currently being renovated. So it's kind of almost like I don't want to call it an eyesore because they are new, but it just doesn't fit in with the aesthetic of the rest of the neighborhood.
He just sticks out.
Yeah.
Let's see. Be almost said my first house, which I still have, was a cheaper home. It was $99K in 2006. My current was over $320K. Will said, fixer-uppers aren't fun. I 100% agree. Once you start fixing, you might not ever stop. Super facts.
Mm-hmm.
Be Humble said to Will, it depends on if you're into that stuff. Me, I'm the kind of person that's like, let's try to fix it if it gets broken.
I'm not saying no dump. I'm not saying go buy a dump, right? But there's things that there's definitely some DIY or do it yourself, right? DIY. Um, there's some definitely DIY things that you can do, and maybe spend a little money and maybe get some electricians or something out there. I think this is where it comes like we were talking about last week. We were talking about actually having people who know how to work in those fields. We need more people who know how to do who are electricians and carpenters and so on and so forth. Within our neighborhood where we can kind of lean on them and help each other out. Not to mention just kind of learning and knowing some things yourself.
Be Humble said, I got a friend. He stayed doing stuff to his house. He's into the DIY stuff, and to an extent, I am too. Like whenever something, regardless of whatever it is around me, needs to be fixed, I like to research it to see if I can do it myself because it's just acquired knowledge.
Saves money,
bro. I don't know. Were you here last week? I showed no.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even show it, but I made my own laundry detergent.
Yeah, no, you were telling us. I think you showed it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I showed it here, bro. Laundry detergent, depending on the size of your family, you can be buying that on a regular basis.
Yeah,
I had a family of 6, not my family, but I was in the house. It was about 6 of us in the house. That one bucket lasted us months, and it took like $12 to make it. So I'm into the DIY stuff for sure, but I just like when it comes, it's different when like making laundry detergent versus replacing a water heater.
yeah.
He said, I've seen some of his pics on IG. It's amazing stuff he has done. I think there's a difference in his case. There's a difference in moving into a house and stuff needs to be fixed. And I'm not saying I don't know his case at all. It's cool, but there's a difference in seeing stuff and having a vision in your head to change it
Hmm.
versus yeah, it's a hole in the ceiling and I got to figure out a way to patch it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, that's all you got on there. Move on to the next thing.
Yeah. That's it.
All right, all right. This might be our last topic for today. All right. Thank you guys for kicking it with us. Share this with two people. Let them know that your favorite After Church podcast is live. Hit the like button, comment, share, and subscribe when you watch this on the playback. All right. There's been a movement, a social media move of a social media trend of people's responses to SNAP benefits being cut off. There's a particular person called his name is Jay Prince, and I know him because he was in my particular algorithm for a while. Stuff happened, he fell off, he went off. But Jay Prince has been on social media for a while. Like I've seen him on my algorithms for like 3-4 months, and he has the ability to garner a crowd when it comes to garner a viewership when it comes to being seen on social media. But apparently this is him, and this is where his current standing.
3 kids. Cutting off my Section 8 is like cutting off my air supply. How am I going to breathe and make these and help have these kids breathing as well? I mean, Donald Trump is playing with fire that he don't need to be playing with, and he gonna mess around and get burnt. I don't agree with you cutting off our Section 8. The way I view EBT and stuff like that, EBT has been more prevalent in our black lives than our fathers, right? The government, you did this. You got us addicted to EBT. You made the EBT and food stamps more made us more dependent on them more than our fathers, right? The government replaced our fathers with EBT. So how are you going to take that away from us? You are no different from the deadbeat baby daddies, right? You are no different.
I gotta pause it there. What do you think about that statement? He said um, the government gave us the EBT, and they offered it to us to and it replaced our fathers. So if you take the EBT away from us, that's no different than our fathers abandoning us.
Uh, being that he's a grown man saying that, it hits a little. It's a little different. You know. I think that was kind of the point of. I think that was the point of these social programs is for you to be dependent, or a lot of the women to be dependent on the government, to cause confusion within the home. But, as far as him being a grown man and depending on it, I think that's a little different.
So do you agree though that it's or agree or disagree that taking away the EBT it's like cutting off the air supply? I can't even ask. Don't even answer that, bro.
Mhm. I
um,
think it's unfortunate because it's a lot of people that depend on it. You know what I mean? And when you take away something like that, it gets people in a frenzy. And he'll say something later on in the video that I find ridiculous. I mean, he's already being ridiculous right now, but again, it is a lot of people that depend on it. Them and their children specifically. You get children, elderly people, people who are maybe disabled or whatever. So I kind of look at it from that standpoint. What about the people who aren't able to do for themselves? But again, not the fully grown, capable people. All right.
From the black men that you remove from our homes. Now you first off, you remove our fathers, right? And you became our fathers. Now you gonna dip. So now you leaving us with nobody, right? Now you trying to leave us with nobody. Hey Danielle, I'm mad that Donald Trump is cutting off my air supply. I mean my food stamps.
Hey, pause it right there.
Because I'm trying not to get mad because I'm thinking that.
You said
This
pause
is
it?
what, yeah, I said pause it. And
Okay.
earlier I was saying how people they're getting this misinformation. I get Donald Trump's the president, right? But we're getting in this misinformation that this is Donald Trump's doing. He's the president, right? And then you have, other bodies of politics, right? You have other bodies. And right now it's basically a stalemate. It's not just Donald Trump, right? It's people on both sides that's holding this thing up. And obviously, people want to. This is not me speaking up for Donald Trump, but it's more so like you have to look at the totality of the situation where both sides are holding this thing up. y- You know, that's how I'm looking at it. But people are pushing the false narrative as if it's only Donald Trump.
Yeah, I think um you know what? I'm gonna Google this real quick. Responsible. Let's do this. What party is responsible?
And
Uh,
while you're looking that up, we got to realize there's been a cut in SNAP benefits before Donald Trump even got in office. They had already start cutting people's SNAP benefits. People who are right there, or right at the line of, qualifying. And if you do qualify, you get like $25, what I'm saying, worth of SNAP benefits. So him taking away, or not him, but this current situation that we have taken away, or not taken away, but just because this isn't them taking it away, right? It's just right now because we can't compromise over a budget. Then this is where we are, where SNAP benefits is being affected.
mm, yeah, and it's like I was saying before, it's one party pointing to the other, saying they're responsible for it.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So, excuse me. So I think ultimately, that there what's going to cause this to fix itself, or right side itself, or tip itself, cause the government to open up, is for both sides to come to a common agreement about what's important. Because from what I understand about it, it's the way I understand about it, and is the Democrats are saying, let's fund America and the illegal immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
And Republicans are saying, let's focus on America first, then focus on the whole immigrant situation.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, they can't come to an agreement, and here we have a shutdown. Because there's a whole lot of money involved in this. There's a whole lot of money involved in this. And so I don't know, man. I'm just at a standstill. I do research, and I try to listen to people talk. I try to listen to unbiased sources, because you know that you listen to Fox News, they're going to blame it on Democrats. You listen to MSNBC, they're going to place it on Republicans. I aim to listen to non-biased sources, but let's keep going.
It mines. If I come there, if I check my phone on the 5th and my food stamps is not on my bill, I'm going still on a stealing spree. And I'm the same amount of my food stamp benefit. Police pulled me over. Well, how come you stole $975 worth of food? Because that was $975 I was getting in food stamps. Donald Trump did what's up? Like, this is not no bullshit, right? It's not no bullshit. You removed our fathers and you became our father. So now, since we've been dependent on you to take care of us like our father's supposed to, you gonna dip. You gonna act just like the black men that left us. We are victims of not having a father. So now who we got to blame? At least when our fathers weren't around, when our fathers did, at least we can say we had the government to run to. But now the government leaving us. Now who we gonna blame? Who can we go to tell on the government? The government is playing with our lively supplies. This is some stuff that we are entitled to. I'm entitled to this. I don't understand what's wrong with Uncle Sam. But we're going to fight back, though. All us recipients, let's put our boots to the ground and we got to fight back. You cut off our food stamps, we're going to go take that money. Then take exactly what you're supposed to get. If you get $291, go steal $291. So they're going to be like.
So I'm trying not to cut it off because we can literally make a whole hour segment plus off of what this dude is saying. But just looking at it from his standpoint, if just looking at it from what he just said. He said if I find out, on November, whatever he said, November 5th, that my food stamps are cut off, I'm going to steal my same equivalent of food stamps from the store. Just looking at, let's take the moral aspect out of it. Do you think that is noble? And it sounds like a dumb question, but it's just something that I want to ask real quick. And the reason why I asked that is because let's just face reality. If people are going to, all the time, people are taken off guard by how much taxes affect what it is that they're buying from the grocery stores. So, like you will have $291, or you used to get $291 worth of stuff, but if you're stealing, then you're not standing there calculating like, okay, this is $7, this is $8, this is $20, this is $5. You're not standing there calculating all that stuff. So just from the standpoint of, if you have, let's just put a solid number, $300 on your link card. If you find out that your link card doesn't have a balance on it on November 1st, still $300 worth of food. What do you think of that?
I think that's ridiculous. I mean, that goes without saying, especially if you have a lot of people with that same mindset, right? And because again, this is something I've seen. He's not the first person that I saw on the internet saying that, well, they're gonna go just simply go steal, whatever. Like you won't get put in jail, or I mean, if you're willing to risk that, but Why not start putting? I don't know, like just hey, man, go put in an application somewhere. That guy has children. He has children. Some food stamps.
We losing your signal, Jay, every day.
Hey, you see me now? You hear me now?
Yeah. Facts, Snaps, and Beauty.
So yeah, no. What I was saying is it's pure ridiculousness. I've seen this from other people saying that they're gonna go steal, and I mean, we just got to wait and see how the authorities handle this situation. It's gonna be interesting.
Like, why is these people stealing of the same amount that they receive on food share? Then they would get it. The motherfuckers was hungry. The motherfuckers was hungry. You trained us to depend on y'all when y'all said the best interest of the child was to be with our mothers. You did this. So you became our daddy, government. I don't care if I'm old. How many people live with their parents at 30, 40? The government used you. We trusted you to be our backbone. I'm trying to give y'all some leeway, okay? For my past 40 years of living, the government food stamps never missed a beat. It always showed up right on time. A way lot better than all.
I gotta highlight this comment. Facts, David. Welcome to the stream, bro. It's been a minute.
Bro,
Facts.
what up?
Facts. I gotta these particular comments. I gotta highlight while we're at it. He said, Nasty Beauty said they're just recalculating the funds for next month. The government is double checking those on the county are qualified, working, volunteer, children, disabled. And Be Humble said, "Why tell the internet you're about to commit a crime?" Be humble. Be humble. Get your people, bro. Get your people. Bro, if I could make an hour-long plus highlight a video of these people on not on Section 8, on food stamps, talking about how they gonna steal, bro. And some of these people are talking like, if I'm gonna steal, and if you say anything to me, I'm gonna be there with my boyfriend, and he about that action.
Yeah, I saw that video. I saw that one too.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, my cousin gonna be right there, and anybody who run up, da 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 da. The heck? Okay, so if it just so happened that a police squad, hypothetically, I'm just speaking in hypothetics, a police squad is coming at your cousin or your boyfriend. Come on, man. And along with Be Humble's comment right here, I'm 1000% in agreement with it. Yo, make a list, screenshot these people's faces and send them to the FBI, bro.
You don't think they already? You don't think it's somebody who monitors shit like this? I think these days you probably don't even need nobody to monitor it like physically. We got AI and all types of stuff, dude. That's facial recognition. Obviously, I mean, we're in the age of what people, they commit crimes or say they're gonna commit crimes, and then they actually go do it, and, and then they get caught, and then it's like, oh, well, why me? Fucking idiots. Especially if you have again, especially if you have children, you go to jail for some shit like that. Who's taking care of your children? I mean, since you're so concerned about your children, who's taking care of them? Now they're in the system even more so. Uh, we the society that we live in. A lot of people lack critical thinking, and some people just have voices just to be, they just want to be heard. I don't know.
All of our daddies. Our daddy missed plenty months, birthdays and weekends. So I'm gonna give you this month. Come December, I better have at least my food stamps in half of the last month, or it's gonna be something. Or it's gonna be something.
Man, he's smoking a square. You know how much squares
I know a
cost?
lot of people.
How much squares cost? You over there smoking a square? The fuck, like, what? You can't make this shit up, bro. These motherfuckers idiots.
For people in the chat, we have to unfortunately we have to suffer through this entire video because it gets worse as the video progresses. Jay Everyday knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It gets worse as the video progresses. Will said, those are my favorite type of shoplifting. You talking about the people that say online that they're going to steal something, and then you get some sort of notification that this person is talking about it, and then they show up in your store.
We got action.
I wish I could speed it up a little bit, but I was looking for an option to do that. No, I can't. So, all right.
Talking about, well, you need to go back to work. You need to go back to work. I got kids.
Quick question. I mute myself in between. But Jay Day, who does he? What is this setup you have going on?
Oh, I'm in. No, I'm at the Force Preserve, bro. I'm at the Force Preserve, and I
Okay.
was smoking my cigar because I'm near my mother's house. So yeah, I'm in the car. That's all that is.
I could see my reflections like your phone's upside down and it's reflecting off of something.
Oh yeah, whatever that is. Yeah.
Who does he who does he think he's threatening?
I guess she thinks she's threatening the government. The government. I mean, the government don't give a fuck. You know, the government. I mean, this is what and this is what should be taught is not to depend on the government.
That's
Anybody like at least the era that I grew up in, and like it wasn't. People use food stamps. People, they use the SNAP benefits or the link or whatever. Um, but people wanted to get off of those things. I grew up from that. I grew up in that era where people didn't want to be dependent on that because at any given time it could be taken away. I think the issue is that since we've funded illegal immigrants or migrants, that now it's like, well, you got money to give to those guys. This is part of the shutdown is because, well, so they say, is because we're trying to continue to fund. The Democrats are asking for more money to continue to fund the illegal immigrants via either SNAP benefits or some type of aid as far as medical aid or something like that. And you got Americans, that's like, well, you know what? I'm owed this. This is the country that I'm from. But I look at it as, you should go out there and really try to get it. If you have the energy to, put videos out like this, um, you should have that same type of energy to go ahead and go provide and do the best that you can for your family.
That's what I'm saying, man, and that's why I'm all for. And I'm looking for a particular video because I kept Napsy Beauty's comment on here on purpose. She said they just mad they can't buy cakes and hog head cheese on the link. because, and maybe I'll just have to reference somebody else's video that I saw doing it. I think it was Lucky that I saw, but a lady that loaded her shopping cart, maybe even two shopping carts up with Pop Tarts, with fruit snacks and Nutri-Grain bars and all of this stuff. Talking about my kids like this and that, my kids like this and that.
That's something that I see on the regular though, right? You come around whenever people get their snap, and you'll see people who really, the snap is supposed to be, to me, it's supposed to be for the children, and making sure that they get nutritional foods. If you look at the food pyramid, get things like that. Your vegetables, your fruit, some meat, some protein, or whatever. But often I see people loading up with a whole bunch of sugary stuff, loads and loads of pops and just junk food, chips, and you think about it, that shit's gonna be gone in a week or 2 weeks, right? Because those are normally like the first things to go in the house. And then when it comes down to cooking, or it comes towards the end of the month, these people are back hungry. They back hungry. I'm serious. I'm not even trying to crack a joke. I'm like 100% serious. It's like you spent all your money on white bread and salami and shit, or bologna, and you know I, it doesn't make any sense to me, because you still have children. They do these surveys or whatever they do, and you have children that still come to school hungry, and then the school has to provide lunches for these children. And it's like, bro, if you're getting a decent amount, I know everybody don't get the same amount of SNAP benefits, but if you're getting a decent amount of SNAP benefits, your children should not have to come to school looking for a lunch. This is what the SNAP benefits is for, you know, right? So, I mean, honestly, I think there needs to be some reshuffling and figuring out, um, like, what qualifies under SNAP. Don't get me wrong. Like, I think that, there should be some provisions in where, you know, um, a family is allowed, a certain amount of sweets and stuff like that. Um, you know, but like to load up your cart full of that shit is crazy to me. And I see that quite often. Again, I live in a black neighborhood. I see it, and, I just shake my head, but, they don't have any, they don't have anything to stop it, I guess, as of right now.
So I pulled up this video. I don't know. This isn't quite the one that I was, or it might be, but check it out.
It's the remix right here. Grand hustle, baby, it's the kings right here. You got to know we drive like it's extra sloppy. Don't I love my vegetables, extra cheese?
Unfortunately, they got music. We already on a we probably filled our quota for the day. But for those who are listening, because you got YouTube Premium, you're gonna have to open up your phone and see what it is that we see. Look at this, man.
Oh, they went crazy. What they feeding? Who they feeding? That's a nice refrigerator too.
Oreos, Chips Ahoy, Twinkies, Frosted
Delicious.
Flakes, Cheerios, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Gushers, Gatorade, sugar.
And got a deep freezer. My goodness. So be humble, be humble. You say I'm wrong about the school lunches. You say free lunches are basically for the school to military pipeline. As when we had a draft, a lot of guys were rejected for malnutrition.
I don't. Well, we're not talking. Well, maybe I'm. You correct me if I'm wrong, JVD. You were just talking about free lunch as it pertains to students in like high school and grade school, right? Not the
Yeah, I'm
military.
talking. No, yeah, I'm talking about like just kids who come to school hungry, right? And if your family qualifies for SNAP benefits, and you get a decent amount of money for SNAP benefits. Of course, some people, again, the benefits aren't equal across the board, right? Some people get $5, some people get $500, some people get $1,500, right? But if you get a decent amount of SNAP benefits, why is your kid coming to school getting a free lunch? I mean, yeah, sure, they qualify for it. So, obviously they're gonna come in, qualify, or whatever. But to me, it's just like, is that waste there as far as the government?
That's some beauty. With the knowledge, the Black Panther started free lunch. The government took the idea.
Yeah, they did. Black Panthers were the first, but again, that was something community based, where the community used their own money
Oh man,
for that organization. Yeah.
I got to get y'all to the end of this video. I'm going to try to not interrupt because I got to get y'all to the end.
I can't go to work. I cannot go to work.
I cannot go to work. Cannot. Okay.
I don't want to go to work. I got kids. This is what the government for. I said go to bed. I am not in no good mood today. What you mean what happened? They trying to cut us off next month for food stamps. One thing I'm gonna beat up is that damn grocery store. They better have. I think the grocery store is gonna have locks on all the grocery stores because they know the majority of people come in there is 90% of people that come in there has food stamps. So what they gonna do? They know 90% of us gonna go to the grocery store stealing. So they gonna come November, from November to about November 16th, they gonna have all the grocery stores locked. Cause they know we own some bullshit. They know we didn't get our food stamps. So when they see all these people in their grocery stores, they don't have enough security to stop all of us from stealing their shit. They know we gonna be stealing. They know we gonna be stealing. They know this. They can't, welfare recipients, let's stand up. They can't take all us to jail. If we do all, and I'm talking about we gonna lose all the.
It becomes, yeah, no, I was saying that, and you could go ahead and steal if you want to. I think that also the problem is, you remember, was it 2020, the riots of 2020, and or the uprising of 2020. A lot of those businesses people were stealing out of, and because I couldn't imagine that it's gonna be controlled stealing, right? It's gonna be some wild shit, and a lot of those businesses closed down. Like, they closed up shop in the hood. Like, you know what I mean? They, so you get to spilling out the neighborhood, and then they're no longer there. So yeah, you probably got your food or whatever, your $275 quota that you said you're gonna hit, but then what about the month after that, bro? And you're gonna have to go further and further to go get something, because they're gonna close that one down, and they probably don't reopen for a long time. So now you back to having food deserts and shit that you complain about in the hood, because this is the shit that I'm thinking about. Now I also like to think of the domino effect of, because with SNAP benefits, it does it's a domino effect because things aren't being bought. And if things aren't being bought, obviously it affects the grocery stores. It affects the distribution companies, the distributors. It affects the people who bring the those loads there, the truck drivers and so on and so forth, the farmers and things like that in the long run, I do believe. But I think it's critical that people made me think about stealing. You're stealing from your local grocery store, and the possibility of them not reopening that grocery store in your neighborhood.
You stole the exact thing that I was waiting to say. Well, not obviously, I mean that
Right.
whatever.
Right.
But that's exactly what I'm thinking. I was thinking about the Walmart that used to be in Hazelcrest.
Yeah.
The Walmart closed down because people kept stealing. It has been I know two for sure, but I'm gonna say 2 to 4 Walmarts in the recent, I'm gonna say within 5, I'm gonna say 5 to 8 years. Because while you were talking, I was trying to figure it out. But 5 to 8 years, it's been 2 to 4 Walmarts that have closed due to stealing.
There's one on in Chatham on 83rd that closed down. Right. What else? It was a Save-A-Lot on North Avenue and Central that closed down. Uh, and it was some stores that bounced back, right? So you had some Jewel. I remember the at least the riots. All the jewels was getting, they was taking everything off the shelves. Jewels opened back up, but I'm not sure if they'll do it this time. I mean, if it gets to what the level that people are saying they're gonna do. I'm just saying you got to think about your community. It's your shit. I mean, yeah, it's owned by somebody else, but I'm just saying this is where you guys shop at on a day-to-day basis. And yeah, you'll get your first month of food. What about, the next month? What about Christmas? Yeah, what about Christmas? What we are approaching the winter months. You guys are fucking idiots.
Bro, I'm about to start shedding tears. This is so stupid. This
What
is
the
so
Hey, be humble. You don't shop at the Save-A-Lot, man. Go ahead and get you some of them greens, man. But look, a lot of those places, those small stores, they help out those type of neighborhoods where you don't have to go to that might be the nearest thing by you, and I can imagine that it's just gonna stop at a Walmart, right? They're gonna hit up the Dollar General, they're gonna go to the Family Dollars, Dollar Tree is gonna get, what I mean? Anywhere that sells food is gonna get ran over.
bro. I went to Dollar Tree and everything is $1.50 now.
Oh, really? I
Yeah,
went recently and maybe I just didn't even pay attention. I just,
because I got 6 things and it came out to $9.
oh wow. Okay.
Oh man. Okay.
At the grocery store. We gonna lose my cousin them house, the bougie ones. They spend $10,000 on food every month. That's when we're gonna be visiting our bougie family members,
Yeah.
stealing their shit. You not gonna stop. You can't stop us.
Been in our lives. EBT been in our lives since I was a baby. We love EBT. I love EBT more than I love my father.
Clearly.
Most of us welfare recipients do. Why you think it's an uproar when EBT talking about leaving? That goes to show you that we got more love in our hearts for EBT than our own fucking daddies. Because there's not no uproar when my daddy died. Low key, I was happy when the motherfucker left. And most of us welfare recipients don't give a damn about our daddies dying. But Donald Trump, Uncle Sam, you talking about EBT dying? Oh, that's gonna hurt the whole America.
I think Donald Trump just doing this to teach us his lessons, to really show how much we really appreciate. I didn't realize the appreciation that we have for food stamps until Donald Trump started playing with our fucking playing in our face. I just welfare recipients. This is Donald Trump just want us to support him because he feeling like we getting too besides ourselves talking shit about him online. And he said, what? And he feel like we've been trying to go on this black man's train and trying to say be independent of the government. So Donald Trump said, hey, hold up, motherfucker. Who been taking care of y'all? So from now on, me and the rest of the welfare recipients will not say anything foul again about Donald Trump. We're going to support his third term. But he has to cut back on them food stamps. You can call us niggas. You can say we some slaves. And all we're going to do is protest and march peacefully. You cut off that EBT, it's going to get violent. I drink 2 liters like they damn a canned soda.
This is where I was I was saying it gets worse as the video progresses. Right here. And for everyone, OD, what's good? What's good? For you, I see you guys are talking about there needs to be more regulation on sugary foods and all that stuff. RFK is working on doing. Working on it's called Maha Make America Healthy Again, and he's hyper focusing on the fact that there are so many sugary foods and or so much sugar in our diets. In fact, this past week, I grabbed I was somewhere, I grabbed a A&W root beer. I looked at the nutrition label. That one can, I'm talking 8-ounce can or whatever it was 89% of your daily value of sugar. One can was 89% of your daily value of sugar. So RFK is working on it. RFK is trying to figure out how we can make America healthy again. And but of course, there's going to be people that push against it.
All the money that y'all give me on EBT, shit.
Watch this, y'all.
Crackers with noodles. And this is just my pile. Donald Trump, you fuck with my fucking food stamps if you want to. Quit playing with me. Shit, I love my EBT. You don't
pay attention. These are empty bags, by the way, or at least open bags that he's just pulling up off of the floor and sitting on his lap.
Got us spoiled on this shit. Now you talking about taking our food stamps away? That's not. Are you cool? Are you cool? I still eat my crackers with jelly on it, peanut butter and cheese. These crackers give you 3 meals. Are you cool? Look how many eggs I got. Trump.
Y'all remember when around about the time during the presidential election, people were saying eggs are expensive, or even after Trump made it into office, eggs are expensive. Eggs are expensive. They're $6 a carton. They're $8 a carton. Trying to blame the price of eggs on Trump. And he had only been in office at the time 1 or 2 months. Here we are having these conversations about the price of eggs as people that actually pay, that do not receive governmental assistance, that actually have to pay for these eggs to be in our refrigerator. And this dude is specifically saying, I don't want to go to work. My question to you guys is, if you are constantly giving a man a fish, why would he ever want to learn how to fish? This man is getting for free the stuff that we hate we hate the price of it, because we have to give our actual money that we worked for. We have to pay for it. And he's saying, I don't want to. He's specifically saying, I don't want to go to work, which means he doesn't have a job. Section 8 is paying his rent, so he can what? I don't know how much it is, $75, $80, $100, $120. You can figure out how to scrounge up $120 a month. But you paying, I think he'll say it in the video if he hasn't said it already. He gets like $1,000 a month in food stamps.
Are you good? Look at this shit, egg for days. Milk's out the ass. Huh? Who gonna be wings? Milk's out the ass.
I had to give attention to the condition of this refrigerator. I don't know if I just enlarged it on my screen. I guess it didn't make a difference. You probably can't see it. I put the original video in the description of this live. So if you want to watch it uninterrupted, you can watch it there. But the freaking vent of the refrigerator is on the floor. And even the vent itself looks dirty. You see stuff on the bottom of the refrigerator. And if you go to this portion of the video in particular, you will see the inside of the refrigerator is dirty. You ain't got no job and you ain't cleaning.
Spaces, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you now. What's up?
No, you know what? You pointed out the refrigerator, and I think that the condition of his refrigerator shows you the condition of his mind, where he's at. You see what I'm saying?
1,000%. I 100% agree.
Right. So he has this, just kind of. Well, as much as they have, like, it seems like, if they miss if they miss a month or whatever from getting SNAP benefits, it'd be okay. It looks like he'd be okay, but what I'm saying is that, and I've said it before, how you do one thing is how you do most. Just the condition of his refrigerator and how you keep things lets me know, your mentality of where you're at. And so I personally couldn't expect anything other than what he's saying. Like I would expect that coming from, a person that keeps maybe their house like that, or, and all we can see is he dare not show us the rest of his house. But I would expect that, just what he's saying, I expect that coming from him. And just to be clear, just because a person's on, some type of government assistance doesn't equate to, filthiness, and doesn't equate to having a poor mentality or not having a work ethic. Because again, I'm all for helping people. People need help. Again, everybody on government assistance, it's not that they don't work, but you get people like this, and it makes a bad case for everybody else.
Yeah, much agreed. And I found it. I was looking for it. Check this out. Check this out.
And yes, we at Sam's doing the shopping haul. So y'all come along with us and let's get some stuff out of Sam's. I'm really just, it's gonna be a very short video, just a little tic-tac. boom, bam. You feel me? But yeah, y'all, let's get into it. They got some animal crackers for $8.98. So we just gonna grab one of these. So yeah, my kids like Nutriment bars, so they for a box of 30 seeds for $9.98. So we gonna grab that. We gonna put it on. So yeah, we already started shopping. So we got some chips, some blowout for the kids, some little bites, some hot chips, some fruit snacks, some gushes, some powdered donuts, oatmeal pies, some honey buns, and yeah. So let's get into it. Crunch here. A box of 2 bags for 49 ounces for $7.98. So we're gonna grab one of those, and we got Frosted Flakes for $7.88. And we're gonna grab one of those. Let's go down the season aisle. So at Sam's, I come here and I get the big old seasoning salt. So I'm gonna grab one of those, and it is for $6.68, which is a good price. Olive oil, one of these noodles. So we're gonna go with those. Some of this regular 8 cans in the pack. Yes, I'm gonna get a box of those. So we're gonna grab a box for $7.88. We're gonna grab one box of each. For the yogurt, the kids love these, and the peaches. They right there together.
Just wanted to give y'all specific, and that's just part one. I was trying to find a portion where she showed her cart, but this is a 3-minute video. We've been on this for a minute. I don't want to elongate it normally further than where we had to, but that's not exactly a skinny or starving individual, is it? Blow pops, honey buns, arms, sugar on sugar on sugar. Let's see what Be Humble said. He said, "Not all people on Snap are like him." All this, I will never disagree with that. I 100% agree with you on that. He said, "Understand the negative ones we highlight, but there are some out here handling business." I feel you on that. I don't disagree whatsoever. And like Jay Day said earlier, unfortunately, the people who are actually standing on business, who are actually using the benefits in the way that they should, are suffering due to the actions of the people who are manipulating. We almost done with this video though.
What working motherfuckers gonna be buying this shit? By the cases. Are you cool? If you cut us off, we're gonna go back to growing You want to see healthy, so we're gonna grow our food. We're gonna see how long them grocery stores gonna survive. We're gonna see how long them factories gonna survive. Pepsi and Chips Ahoy's and shit. Chips Ahoy's and shit. The apple juice. We're gonna see how long they survive. We ain't going to none of one of them grocery stores. We're gonna let the working people go there. They cheap ass ain't gonna keep them grocery stores in business. They live in check to check. Now this is where all the welfare recipients got to come together. This is what you call real trauma bonding, and that Donald Trump is fucking with us. We're gonna put all welfare recipients, black women. We gotta put all our differences together because he fucking with our sanity.
We finally made it to the end of the nonsense. He looked old. No, he's actually old. You might have missed the point when I said earlier, Be Humble. This is somebody that I actually seen on my algorithms that was actually participating in conversations that I was witnessing in person. And he's always been like this. Always been like this. Don't want to work. The white man is this and that. The white man is this and that. And here he is begging the white man to not cut off his benefits. He don't want to work. He don't want to do nothing. I can go on and on. But that's one of the, the ugliest aspects of this, SNAP being cut off situation. And from what I understand about it, I think Jay mentioned this earlier, but it's just paused. It's not cut off. So that means that once, as time progresses, if you miss a month and a half, then once it resumes, that month and a half will be added to whatever it is that you get when you resume it. And that's what I understand. I haven't researched that. So if you get 300 and they skip a month, the month when it resumes, you'll have 600 on your card. So I just this is an ugly aspect of people that are benefiting from when you look at your gross versus your net on your paycheck. People like him are benefiting from that. Just think about that. Then there's a whole lot of people. You can scroll through TikTok, you can scroll through YouTube. YouTube makes compilations of TikTok, so you might as well just go to TikTok and see it directly. We talked earlier, not earlier today, but on a podcast, and I mentioned this last time we talked about this. It's probably 2 months ago now, when we were in the studio, and Will sent me the video of the lady, white lady, because Be Humble like to say, what did he say? Where did it go? Let's see what the poor whites are saying. It was a white lady that was saying, I get $8,000 a month in benefits. And they cut it down to like 188 or something like that. White people are saying the same thing. White people that are manipulating the system. So this it's just ridiculous. And to an extent, unfortunately, the people who are genuinely benefiting from these benefits being provided to them have to suffer because of the people that are manipulating. Go ahead, Jay, every day.
No, I'm totally in agreement with you. It's unfortunate, but good luck to everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. Good luck to everybody. Um, maybe in the process, maybe people can go visit. Because we got to get some solution for people who are really hungry out there. Maybe they could go to some type of food bank or some food drive, something, right? Because I hate to see people who are actually out here who are really hungry, you know, be hungry, So uh, maybe in this whole situation, people could really start thinking about, if this happens again, what do you do? Maybe stack up on some rice and beans, to stretch it out or something instead of having all these things that people are gonna drink and eat up within a week. You got to start being a little bit more proactive.
And you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about this, bro?
Mm.
You can actually just go on something like Chat GPT. You know what? Let's do an experiment. Let's do an experiment right now. Let's see here. I'm gonna close that screen. We're gonna do it right here. Chat GPT. Make me a healthy grocery list. What do you say? $100?
Yeah, put your seatbelt on.
$100. Let's do, because you got to be specific. List no more than 20 items. Let's do it then. Oh, let me move this out the way. Look at that. Look at that.
Pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Now you can get chappy. Yeah, start using this AI stuff for what it's really for. I mean, not what it's really for. It's for some other stuff, but you can start using this AI. All this AI, all this technology that we have to, at least help benefit you and your family.
So these people are here talking about, man, I need $1,000. I need $800. I need $350. All of this is stuff that you can put together for under $100. Let me put us back up on the screen. All of this is stuff that you can get at the grocery store for under $100. And check this out. This is stuff that you can use to stretch out a meal. You can stretch out a meal. Make some jambalaya. Throw some rice in there. Jambalaya is going to fill you up. It's going to last a few days.
But then you get the people who start complaining. You get the people who start complaining about, not being able to get the food that they once used to get, right? So they'll start complaining about, oh shit, I'm not able to get the steaks and the the lobster tail.
I can get the blow pops and the honey buns.
Right. So you will get, people will find a reason to complain about something.
Yeah. All right, that's all for today, man. You got anything to finalize everything? Your thoughts today, Jay, every day on this conversation?
No, I think it's been a pretty good conversation. Again, hopefully, I just hope that they do come to some sort of reconciliation as far as the SNAP stuff. I hate to see people go hungry, and then I also hate to see people stealing or whatever it is and getting stores closed down in their neighborhood. But I think really that'll potentially happen. To me that would be something that these stores will do, and the powers that be would be okay with that too.
Not only would the stores close down, but then that will also lead to unemployment increasing.
Yeah, you're right.
Because these stores like Walmart, they employ hundreds of people. But people don't care. They clearly only care about 1 month's worth of groceries.
Oh yeah.
But my last thing that I have to say about this whole conversation, it ties into, we can even call what Jay Everyday said the message for today. Man, there are options for you to make meals stretch. We just did it here live on this podcast, live on this live stream, where you can put together, use ChatGPT to make you a grocery list for the stuff that you want, that you need to buy to keep your you can even use the prompt to say, make something healthy. Make meals that will stretch, that will last me 3 or 4 days. You just have to use the prompt properly. And don't go out here stealing, man. And I know people are going to do it, and people aren't going to listen to me. People are going to say, yeah, I'm going to steal. I should get my benefits, blah, blah, blah. Just don't complain when the government comes after you and they say, yeah, we saw you, is this you? We saw you taking this. You took this much money. And either, whatever they say, you got to pay it back, or you got to face this jail time for theft, or whatever the case. You got to figure it out. Then just like Jay Everyday said, stand by your work. Because a lot of these people are coming out here with are getting, I'm seeing, and I need to do more research about it specifically, but a lot of these people that thought they got away with these PPP loans, they started to get some notices in the mail. So go ahead and if you choose to steal and turn around and leave your kids without a parent, then you're going to turn around and blame the government for that. Big shouts out to Will Hill. The homie showed up in the chat today. I keep meaning to catch a show, but it's always a fall on bad timing. This has been another rendition of your favorite after church podcast. Oh, Maul just joined. Hold up. It's good, Maul.
What's up, fellas? How are you guys doing?
We good, bro.
You good, bro?
Yeah. We couldn't see you for a second.
Oh. That's good, man. I was just trying to check in on the conversation. I told you I would try to get if I could.
Yeah, we was just doing the final outro.
Yeah, we just finishing up. Boy. Look at my boy. He looking like a tomato.
Oh, hold on. Speaking of, let me see if I can get this to work. Let's see if I can get this to work.
Talking about some, well, you still alive though.
Yeah, no, we still live. Yeah.
Yeah, we still live. I figured you
I
wanted
can't
to
even hear
chime in before
Spaces.
we go.
Let me go over there still smoking weed. He trying to like bro, he trying to get up, play it off like he don't smoke weed.
No, I don't.
Yeah, whatever. I know you
I'm
ain't
gonna
smoke
add it
crack.
in I'm gonna add it into playback because somebody I know grew
You can hear Spaces, Jerry.
Mhm.
Oh, I can't hear. But
um
I was just checking in with your
somebody
boys. I'll be back next week.
all right
All right, bro.
Uh,
later. But I'm gonna add it into playback when I repost this video. Somebody I knew grew some tomatoes, and I wish my phone was cooperating. But you'll see it in the playback. These tomatoes are gorgeous. I've tried these tomatoes and they're delicious. Grow your own. Matter of fact, hold up. This is an avocado tree that I'm growing. And you can't see it because it's mad long, but this is a pineapple tree or a pineapple plant
That's
that
dope.
I'm growing, and it's absolutely delicious. You can tell the difference between the two when you buy it in stores and when you grow it. I don't even like tomatoes. This person gave me some of their tomatoes that they grew. I could make a meal if I could have out of how delicious these tomatoes were. Grow your own food. You can grow some stuff, and the thing about it is, a lot of people think that this is actually the mesh. A lot of people think that growing food takes a whole lot of effort. It takes a whole lot of attention. At first, it depends on how large your garden is, or whatever. But the absolute majority of the time, the plants are watching themselves.
Yeah.
The absolute majority of the time, you just gotta get some soil that you got to put together. Maybe do a little bit of compost, but more absolute. I'm talking about 90+% of the time, the plants are watching themselves. You just got to give it some sunlight. So that's the mesh, man. Grow your own food, and it'll help with you not ingesting and eating processed foods all the time, and it'll help you save a little bit of money, man. That's the mesh. Big shouts out to Will Hill. This has been another edition of your favorite after church podcast. Wear your crown, build your legacy, Kings. I have been your man, Spaces.
Every day.
And the homie Maul is going to be back here next week. He's going to fill us in on what he was up to, and we're going to engage into some more conversations, man. Meeting adjourned.
Salute.